Hello, hello, test. Can't hear you on YouTube. Hold on, let me put music on. Hi, can you hear me? Test, test. Do you hear music? Do you hear music? Do you hear me? Yeah? Oh man, it's been a while. Okay, so like I was saying when I was, I guess, muted or something, was it's been a long time since I was streaming and I feel a little bit nervous, but I'm gonna get through it. I'm gonna figure it out. And yeah, you guys can hear me. So there we go, right? Yeah, these are really good. These are really good. Um Sony, I don't know why Sony has these weird names for their products, but it's like the WMX 5000. I don't know. I don't know the number. Am I gonna freestyle rap? No, but if you want to listen to a freestyle rapper, I really suggest you YouTube search for Harry Mack. Been a fan of his, and he has such an awesome positive vibe. And I take his positivity and what he does in his career and try to bring that into my career. For instance, he has rapped in front of the legend Ice Cube. He freestyle rapped in front of him for this movie promo for the Ninja Turtles latest animated movie. And Ice Cube at the end said he was like, that was the truth. And like, he gave him so much props. And Harry Mack is still independent. And he said that in some of his freestyle raps, like he'd rather be independent than sign with a record label because he wants to be in control of his own life path. And when I hear that from him, and he has a podcast too every Monday, but when I hear that from him, I'm like, that's what being a freelancer to me is all about. Like, I don't want someone to dictate when I should be promoted, when I should have a pay raise. It should be up to me. And that way, if I'm putting in the work, if I'm showing up daily and progressing just 1% better each day, then I should be able to dictate, you know what, I'm going to raise my rates 1% or something like that because I feel that I've done the work. And when someone signs, like when I get a new client or something like that or a new project, I feel really good about it. Music is louder than my voice. Yeah, let me fix that. Thank you. So, I'm gonna freestyle rap. How come feels like the good old days when you were streaming almost every day for Webflow. Actually, I wasn't streaming every day for Webflow. I was streaming once a week, but it did feel like every day. It did feel like every day because every day I had to prep for the next week and also make clips for the previous week and make a script, figure out what to do, figure out what the community wants to talk about or see a tutorial about. So yeah, to me it was tough, but yeah. Okay, so we have a couple people here. I want to say welcome to Sanjay, Lisa, welcome Inko. You promised you'd be here, so I'm really glad you are here. Nimesh, I have the Sony WH-1000 XM4 again with these product names. Just call them headphones. No, they probably have a reason why. All right. Well, Uh, so we're gonna keep these streams to an hour, just like I was doing back at when before I was doing Webflow live streams officially for Webflow. I was doing it on my YouTube channel. It was usually on Saturdays or Wednesday. I forget when, but yeah, I want to do it a little bit differently. All right. So how we're gonna do it is um, talk about a topic that's on my mind and have a discussion with you because honestly I don't want to pretend I have every answer in the world. To me, there's no such thing as a perfect person, a perfect process, a perfect answer for every single use case. There's no such thing, and I've said this many times, there's no such thing as a perfect software solution, a tool for every single use case, especially in web design. There's no such thing as a perfect tool for every single website. You know, everyone needs something different. No one needs the full power of Adobe Experience Manager. No one needs the full power of Webflow or Framer, Wix Studio, Code, Web Studio. There's so many. There's people who are stuck on WordPress that want to get out, but they can't. So they have to use WordPress because there's so much legacy data there that they can't just simply migrate their whole site without it costing so much more money and take a lot of time. So, I mean, I just want to come here with a discussion topic and talk with y'all in the chat and be like, what do you think about my thoughts? And we come up with some sort of conclusion to it, right? And hopefully I can make it a clip and then people can use that information from all of us as a community and use that for their career. Right, so we're going to do a topic and then I'll get into talking about what I wanted to do, which is teaching Webflow in a way that I wanted to learn, or actually that I wanted to teach, which is much more fun using more real world scenarios and using Lego bricks. So let me give you a preview of what my desk looks like right now. Let's see here. If I go here. And there we go. There we go. I got the overhead camera ready for our lesson. There it is. So I got a Lego plate and I got a bunch of these Lego bricks. We're going to be doing something fun. All right. And then after we do that, probably go into Webflow and answer some of your questions. Like, hey, Nelson, how do you do XYZ in Webflow? Okay, I'll show you. All right. So let's see who's in chat still. There was official Webflow streams plus personal streams. Yes, there was that point. I wanted to do more. And then it just became too much of my personal time that I'm like, I need to take a break. I don't want to burn out. But now I get to dictate my life. I get to dictate what I want to do with this freelance career. And yeah, it's like being independent freestyle rapper, but I'm freestyle web developer. Okay. All right. Well, I really appreciate you all. Who else is here? So J Caleb SA. Awesome. All right, let's do this. What are we? Oh, 11 minutes in. All right. So the topic, portfolio sites. And again, I want you, the chat, to help me discuss this. Like, let's talk about it. So last year, there was a time when I lost 2 clients. If you follow my YouTube channel, I talked about the freelance roller coaster. Lost 2 clients in 1 week. It threw me for a loop. One went to Framer, and another one is just they were restructuring their organization. They're like, no, we don't have a budget for this anymore. So thanks. I'm like, whoa. Anyways, as no leads, no clients were coming in the third quarter of last year, I started to think, is me and my wife's website, little plug here, thatonecouple.com, is our website not hitting the mark? Is it not good enough? And so I would look at others' portfolio sites and like, man, like why can't I produce something that's as flashy as like Joseph Barry? And then I started to get into my head of like, I need to make more YouTube tutorials so I can be like Timothy Ricks, or I need to be more driven like Dan Petty. And then I got into my head even more, thinking I'm not good enough. Like, why? I have a following. Why can't I just make a huge community and teach them like Rand Segal? And I was comparing myself to uh other people, and I'm like, it all starts with a portfolio site, right? But then in the fourth quarter of last year, we got a couple of clients just came out of nowhere, and we didn't redo our website. And then in my head, I was thinking, why did this happen? And I'm like, okay, portfolio sites, do they need to be flashy, or can they just be straightforward? So want to throw that out to you all. And Arthur is asking, are we doing portfolio reviews? Hey, I'd be down to look at yours. Yeah, go ahead and put your, I wonder if you can put your URL, your link in the chat and it doesn't get blocked, but go ahead and try. But yeah, I was trying to find validation, trying to say like, my portfolio site isn't good enough, and that's why I'm not getting any clients. And so I started to go into a mental spiral. But then Q4 came, and then clients just came out of nowhere, and I'm like, oh wow, okay. So I guess where I'm going with this is I wrote a couple notes down, and like there's flashy portfolio sites, especially if you're like looking at say like awards, right? And like you see all those flashy animations and you're like, dude, I want to build like that. I want to use Webflow's GSAP or Framer's Motion, use Spline and Rive, but man, I have to learn all those things. It's going to take a while. And if I just start now and try to redesign my portfolio site, it's still not going to look good. And let's be honest, portfolio sites are the hardest thing to build because you are basically looking in a mirror. And when you look at yourself in the mirror, you are the only one who sees all those little tiny flaws that no one else in the world care about. Only you, right? Arthur, if you want to post the URL, go ahead and just put like the URL, but put spaces around the dots. Maybe you can get around that way. And you're welcome for the tutorials. Happy to do them. And so where was I? Yeah. So I came to the conclusion, and I want to know your thoughts too. Like, you don't need a flashy site. In my opinion, you need to embrace you and just show who you are, not as much as what you can do. Inco's saying portfolio should strike a balance between eye-catching and neutral, ensuring it appeals to a wide range of tastes without overshadowing Showcase product. Yeah, and that's hard to do. That's so hard. But when I asked my wife, should we redesign our site, she was in the mindset of no. What we have now is good. And I had to remind myself, stop trying to be someone else. Stop trying to be Joseph Barry, Timothy Ricks, Dan Petty, or Rand Segal. Stop trying to be them. Stop trying to follow in their footsteps. Their lives have so many different variables than my own. What am I doing trying to follow that path? Build my own. The background music is a little bit loud. Speaking of wife, hi Jess. Yeah, let me turn it down. That's my creative director in life. Validation, comparison are your worst enemies. The only one that should be happy is the client and you, no matter the way you have done it, but helping. There it is. You got it. Thank you, Jay. So yeah, and that's why our website, that one couple, let me show it. Like the first thing you see is us, right? You kind of get that we're computer nerds. We like, because we have our laptops in that photo. And one thing she always has to remind me is be unashamedly embrace who you are. And yeah, embrace who you are. And that's the natural filter of there we go. Natural filter of who will come to your site and actually fill out the qualifying form. And it's funny because one of the clients that just came out of nowhere was someone who liked Jessica's design style, liked our brand because it was different. And the reason why it's different is because Jessica isn't afraid to be different. Wait, let me go there. So yeah, be unapologetically. Yeah, that word. Be yourself. Why you don't do that competitions that you used to present on Webflow, but with your audience? Yeah. Oh, the Webflow speed build challenge that actually turned into the arena and is being run by Josh Lowe, and his brand is called The Digital Third. So we did that last year, and that was fun. So yeah, he took it over. All right. So now, Happy New Year, Roy. Yes, welcome. And Brandon, welcome. Happy New Year to you. You always want to be better or change things up. I get that. We are all different. Yeah. So be who you are. Oh, it's okay, Arthur. No, not your bad. You're all good. So yeah. Any thoughts on that? Like, I would love to see your portfolios if you want. Hello, Yasi. Love to see your portfolios, or if you have any questions. Questions about that. But that was my topic for today. I have a lot of thoughts for each week as we go on. So yeah, I remember thinking to myself, like, why can't I win an award? Like, be on an award-winning website, award-winning this, award-winning that. Like, why can't I? Why can't I do this? Okay, mine is Arth UX. UX.com, I'm guessing. All right, cool. Let's check it out. Let me see here. Browser share. Cool. And you have some interactions going here. This was built in Webflow. Cool. Yeah, I really like when people show a photo of themselves in the hero row, because again, you're unashamed to show who you are. And I see a lot of student or new people who come into this industry, and they're scared to show a photo of themselves. So they just put like, "Hi, I'm so and so. I do this," and then they show their work. And I'm like, "Why don't you show your photo?" Because it's like a first handshake. When you shake someone's hand and meeting them for the first time, do you hide behind your name? Do you like hide your face and all that stuff? No, you want to show a nice smile and say, "Hi, I'm a human just like you. What's up?" But I like this. It's nice and clean. The UX, like the UI, is very straightforward. I don't see anything wrong with it. And again, I'm not a designer. I'm more of a UX person. But from a design point of view, it would be nice to have some sort of pop of color. Learning from my wife, some sort of pop of color here, and then bring that color to, I don't know, say each of your headers. But it's clean. It makes sense. These animations are not too distracting. That's cool. Or not, they're videos. Yeah, they're videos. Let's go to a child page. Okay. Okay, so your child page has the same thing. Okay. Yeah, the black and white. I don't know. So you have green here. Okay, so I'm guessing that green means you're online or something like that. That's what I'm getting this vibe from. An animation. But if you can use another color. Okay, so these don't have any hover, so I was expecting some sort of color hover or underline or something. Because you have a hover animation here, but nowhere else. You have a hover animation here. So this is green because this black. I'm talking about your color button colors. Yeah. So one thing I learned when it comes to design is everything needs to have a reason. Okay? Why just black and white? Why is this black, but yet this is green? Is this green only because this brand is green? And also this text is green. So yeah, it's a lot of trying to answer why. Lisa says, "Oh, I can press show. I don't have to do that. There we go. Show. I'm still learning this. Experience as a woman that makes me not want to put a photo up front and center, but this looks awesome." Yeah. So I just like photos on the hero rail, and so that's just my opinion. What I like to see. It's like a handshake. More case studies coming soon. So view case study. Okay. Okay, cool. I like these. Yeah, so you have pops of color for this, for a case study. Yeah, maybe you can have more. I guess you're still growing this portfolio, so yeah, keep going. Oh, and also I'm noticing your oh no, never mind. I'll be quiet. I was gonna say border radius because this one's a circle, but everything else is a square, so never mind. Cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing. All right. And if anyone else wants a critique, let me know. But yeah, we'll get to the next part. So a while ago, I had a thought of like, why can't I What if I taught kids HTML and CSS and then taught them Webflow? But then I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna take a long time. Have to make course videos. Then it's a lot of work. But what do I like to do? And then I would like charge their parents for a membership fee for the. I'm not the best salesperson. I don't want to charge for education, so I'm like, let me see where this goes. What if I just took my ideas and just streamed it and see what happens? All right. So I want to do that. So let me share my desktop. Where are you? Nope, wrong one. There we go. So, how would one teach to kids? How would one teach HTML and CSS to kids? So, we're going to make this fun, okay? So, if you don't know HTML and CSS, if this is your first time getting into the web design, web development industry, welcome to your first class. So, here we go. Each of you in the chat, I'm going to go one by one. Each of you in the chat, choose one of these, describe it to me, and just tell me where to put it. Just try to describe. I know it's going to be tough, but let's try it. Pick a piece and describe where would you put it here. Okay? So let's do that together as a group. This is a group project because we all love group projects. So we're going to build something for our little scientist right here. I'll have to do. There we go. There we go. For our scientist minifig, what should we build for her? I'll wait for chat. Okay. Arthur wants the house on top. Okay. Where do you want to put? Yellow brick in the center. All right. We're putting it in the center. I'm just going to say this is the center. Arthur, house at the top. I'm going to put it here. At the top. There we go. Cool. What else? I need more people. And I'm just going to choose one. I'm going to say this blue one right here, a 1x4 blue brick, light blue brick. This is going to go right here. Right. Arthur, you're kind of on the right path already. It's the nav house. I like it. Okay, you see the round pink, put it under the yellow. Got it. I'll put it there. Steven wants the purple brick, 2x4, right here. There he goes. Purple brick, where do you want to put that? User scientist should always be at the center. Okay, put that here. Put her there. 3 little circles at the top right. Put it here. Right there. Okay. And Steven, where did you want to put this? Steven Aguila. Let's put it. I'll do it for you, Steven. We'll put it right here. On the right side of the house. Okay. Put it right there. Cool. Unless you wanted it here. There. Cool. Right. Let me get 2 more. I'm going to put this little bridge thing. Put it right here for no reason. Arch on the top left. Oh, look at that. There we go. Okay, one more. See the pink one. See. Oh my god. You're close, Arthur. You're close. There's a reason for what I'm doing. But I'm gonna put this here. Actually, right here. Cool. So, kids, we're all kids anyway. So, okay, kids. So what we've built, I'm guessing we built some sort of playground for the scientists. Okay. So what we did was build a little playground for the scientists. And how we did that was we were able to take these Lego bricks, aka Lego elements, that's what they actually call them. These Lego elements, we put them on a flat plate, and we were choosing which elements to put and where. So we have the red round ones, the pink round one, we have the house, the arch, purple, blue, yellow. Yeah. Right? So what does this all mean? So all of these elements right here, that's HTML. And the color, the size, and the placement is CSS. And I'm the robot. I'm the browser. So what you've told me, I'm the browser. What you've told me is, hey, browser, I want you to take this type of element, and I want this type of element that's this color, this size, and I want you to place it here on the page. That's HTML and CSS. That's it. And when you're thinking about, we're not going to get into JavaScript yet, Roy. Calm down. But that's HTML and CSS right there. Again, HTML, your elements. You have your H1s, your text, your links, your videos. That's just an element. The type of color, the size, where to place it, that's your CSS. And when I think about building websites, this is what goes through my head. It's just, what are these bricks that I need to put in my hands? And how do I place it? Roy saying JavaScript is like flipping the whole board. Yeah. All right. So that's HTML and CSS to me. And I want to teach more in this style, because I have a lot of ideas when it comes to real world experiences. So if this is your first time getting into this industry, that's all it is. And so let's go into Webflow to explain more. Is this showing? There we go. All right. So a long time ago, someone in Webflow had the idea of Webflow Lite, like teaching the first time experience with Webflow, like removing all the buttons. Like for instance, if you go to Webflow right now and you pass the whole first time user experience tutorials and everything, and you just go here, especially now, Webflow is daunting. There's so many buttons. And then when you click on a button, like say it starts out with block right here, you click on a button and it goes, whoa, okay, we have even more stuff. And then we have even more stuff. And then even with sizing, you have this and that and this. And it's just so many things to play with and explore. And sometimes it can get overwhelming if this is your first time using Webflow. So I'm trying to create a Google Chrome extension where it's like, hey, you know what? What if we just started from here? See what I did there? I've removed everything. That way you can focus on the first lesson, which is your Lego bricks. And your Lego bricks is just this, elements, right? And so elements, again, is just your Lego bricks where you have your basic things like a div block, a bulleted list, a link, a button, etc., etc. So when you're dragging in something, you're putting a Lego brick on the page. We're not going to worry about the colors or the placement, the exact placement yet. We're just learning what an element is. So when you're dragging stuff in, all you have to understand is, oh, I'm just placing Lego bricks here and there. And cool. If anything, that's already a web page. It doesn't have to get any more complicated than that. Like, Berkshire Hathaway. There's this huge conglomerate that owns so much money and companies, and this is their website. I kid you not. This is a real website owned by one of the richest men in the world, Warren Buffett. Doesn't have to be crazy, but it works. So yeah, this is a web page right here. So when you're first learning Webflow, ignore all the UI if you can, and just start dragging in stuff and changing the words around. And that's an easier way to start understanding what web development is, because instead of coding all this stuff, tools like Webflow give you the power to code without coding. So we've just written code just by dragging in a Lego brick or an element onto a page. Like if I want to put a text link, there you go. I've written code with visually. And so that's how I like to think about web development. And when I see all these flashy websites, I'm like, how can I break it down to the simplest thing? And even further, how can I teach it to someone in a way that a 5-year-old can understand? Right? And once I build out this Chrome extension even further, I'm going to have like a second level where it shows a little bit more of the UI. Not all of it like you see here, but just a little bit more so you can start playing around with some of the CSS right here, right? But again, we've added our Lego bricks to the page, and now the CSS is all about the colors, the sizes, you know, the alignment. So someone said, put the yellow brick in the center. Okay. That's basically kind of like this. And in future tutorial with Lego bricks, we're going to be exploring Flexbox and Grid. And Grid's going to be fun because I already thought that through. We're going to use bento lunch boxes. So that's going to be fun. But Flex, that's going to be fun too, because we're going to be using multiple Lego minifigs to explain element relationships. So yeah. So that's my little tutorial. Again, remember, this is web development right here. And it's meant to be fun. And hopefully I've opened your mind a little bit more to understanding how this works. Right? And I know much of my audience already knows the 90%, right? Or at least half of Webflow. So this is not anything new, but hopefully you could think about things in a different way. And no, I'm not sponsored by Lego, but Lego, if you want to sponsor this stream, go right ahead. I would like more bricks. But yeah. Now I'm gonna go to chat, and last part of this stream is just hanging out with y'all and answering your questions. So Steven, simple, yes. Trying to make it as simple as possible. I see someone on Twitter saying, "Is this being recorded?" Yes, this is being recorded, and yeah. See here. So these are the type of streams that I want to do. Again, just hanging out with you all, teaching something, starting from scratch, and we'll see where life goes from here. Right? All right. Okay. Right. Seems like there's no one else in chat. So I want to thank you all so much for watching. I don't know how am I supposed to see Twitter chat? Yeah. Okay. Tio, love to see these live streams getting the same good vibes with the early days of the channel. Yes, bringing back the positive vibes, making things as simple as possible for y'all to learn. And would love to know what you want to learn next. I did see some suggestions from LinkedIn and stuff. Let me see if I can pull that up. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, someone asked about how me and my wife's business is going. Let me pull this up real quick. Oh, Harriet wants to learn about variants and components. Yes, I need to write up some sort of outline for that. Webflow variants and components? My God, they're confusing. They're so confusing because you have okay, so you have breakpoints, right? So you have website breakpoints for tablet and mobile screen, and then you have extra large screens, right? But then you get into component variants, and then even those have their own style breakpoints that you can mess up. And yeah, it's like a rabbit hole of things. And so I'm trying to write an outline of how to explain it to a 5-year-old that there's breakpoints within breakpoints. Oh, yeah. Where is it? Okay, so Frank asked, have you thought about posting? Here, let me share this tab. There we go. Frank asked, have you thought about posting content on your agency? How's it doing? Like a video blogger agency life? Yeah, so me and my wife's agency is growing, like I mentioned earlier in the stream. It was last quarter where out of nowhere, this New York Times bestselling author found me and my wife's website. They liked the vibe, the colors, and whatnot, the quirkiness of it, and they fill out a qualifying form. And after a call with them, we're like, oh my God, we like their vibe too. And so we were able to get them as our first client to end the dry streak of no clients from quarter two, half of the ending of quarter 2 and all of quarter 3. And then after that, 2 old clients that I used to work with, 2 people that I used to work with from 2 different companies. Those 2 companies that left me and my wife's business. Well, there's people who left those companies and joined other companies and said, hey, can we work with you again? But I'm at a different company. We're like, okay. And we were able to sign both of them. So we were very lucky and fortunate to have a better ending of last year. And so we're starting off this year strong. And we already have one proposal gone out last year. We're waiting to hear back when they get back from holiday. And and also we have to make another proposal for this other one. So yeah, things are going well. And my advice again is to just be yourself. And when you're trying to market yourself, be as honest as possible. Be a human who wants to work with other humans, like honest humans, right? So, for Frank, if you're watching this, that's my reply to you. Right. And here we go. Oh, there we go. From Twitter, Dave is asking, how many platforms are you streaming to simultaneously? Just 3: YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And what are you using to stream? So I tried to use OBS. I tried to use all these other things, and Restream.io has really upped the game. Yeah, they really have come a long way. I remember using them a long time ago and was like, there's still a lot of limitations. But yeah, I think advancements in technology and their company, I'm using their own in-browser streaming platform. So Restream Studio, check it out. All right, cool. And yeah, so let me know what you'd like to learn for next stream. I will see you all next Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. I'm committing myself to streaming every Friday, answering your questions, coming up with topics that I really feel are important. And I want to just be here for you to help you through the times of, let's be honest, of these mental health struggles, of this imposter syndrome, of comparison, validation, and everything. Because, we're all human. We're all imperfect. We make mistakes, but yet we think we have to be perfect. But that can't be further from the truth. Right? So I appreciate you all so much. If you're watching a recording of this, thank you. And if you are in the live chat, appreciate you for spending your time with me. And I'll see you next week. Have a great weekend. Rest up. All right. Bye.